Hello, welcome to the course. As you can see, this is a video for IT 280. This is Brother Smith. And let me just give an introduction to the course layout so that you can see how I've laid it out. Hopefully it will make sense to you. When you first come to the course, the homepage, you'll see it's in what we call the module layout. Everything in the course is broken down by modules. So there is an initial one where I just introduced the course, and I may add some stuff here after this video, so there will be links to other videos, for instance. But in this course, everything's done by chapter. So the textbook has 9 chapters, not including this chapter 0, and all the chapters are going to have the same format. So in each chapter, there will be a link, a reminder how to access the textbook. There will be a link to view the textbook. There's a practice for the quiz with some glossary, some terms, things to learn. There is a quiz for each chapter, and then there will be some number of activities. Most of these are individual labs or activities that you will do. Towards the end of the semester, there will be a capstone project which will be group-based. But you can see all the modules will have this same format. There is going to be a midterm after chapter 5. So the week afterwards, there will be a midterm. And then after the capstone concludes at the end of the semester, there will be a comprehensive final exam as well. So those modules are there. You'll notice that there's items where you can complete them, and then the module shows completed. So for instance, the course syllabus, you need to view it, whereas this assignment here about the syllabus, you need to submit it. So for instance, when I click on this view, when I click on this link, it's going to open up the course syllabus, which we'll come back to. Let me go back to that other tab. And now if I click home again, it will take me back to that modules view, or you can click modules over here. And you can see it now has a green check mark because the only thing you needed to do was view that. There's a red check mark for the overall module. You can minimize this if you want to. Once all of these items have a green check mark, then this would show a green check mark, and you would know that you've completed all of the assignments and activities for that module. So for instance, if I take a look at this second item, this is related to the syllabus. I want you to please submit something that says that you understand, that you agree to the syllabus. So obviously you need to look through the syllabus before you do that. I've given you, the type of text that you can have here. If you want to just copy and paste it, you can. If you want to type your own, that's fine. But essentially, this is you agreeing that you understand to the grading policy. Of course, if you have questions, you can post them here or in the discussions section. If I click submit, it will now tell me that it has been submitted. And if I again go back to my home page, I'll now see a green check mark next to that item in the module. On the right is a list of all of your upcoming activities, assignments, things that are going to be due for the semester. You can view that here at a glance, or you can at any time go to the calendar, which we'll look at in a moment, to see things for the entire semester. Let me just briefly point out a few things in the syllabus. One is that you can see we will not meet weekly. That was the original schedule, but because we're online this semester, we will have one scheduled Zoom call every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Hawaiian Standard Time. And if you can't make that time, it is going to be recorded, so don't worry about it if your schedule does not allow it, if you're working or have other commitments, or maybe you're in a time zone where that's, the early AM for you. Whatever the reason, that will be recorded. And honestly, it likely will not be an entire hour. It will probably be just an opportunity for me to have a set time. If you have questions, if you have things that you're unclear about or you want clarification, you can join in. And then, of course, here's my personal information. You can reach out to me via email. These are hyperlinks, or my Facebook contact, or Zoom, or phone if you're around here and want to call me. And we can schedule a time to get together for some one-on-one, or however that may be. But otherwise, we will have a weekly Zoom session, and the link will be there, and that's also found on the calendar. Just scrolling down here, you don't need to purchase any additional materials for this class. By enrolling in the class, you'll have access to the resources. So yay, save some money. Down here is information about the grading, the grade breakout. As I mentioned, there will be quizzes. There's a couple exams, the capstone group project, and then your individual lab activities. An important item, let me scroll down here to the due dates. Basically, everything needs to be turned in on time. If you want to submit something late, up to 24 hours, so essentially 1 day late, but you are going to get at most half credit. So if you would have gotten 100% on the assignment, but you submit it 10 minutes late, all the way up to 24 hours late, you're going to only get 50%. If you would have only gotten 80%, originally, then at most you'll get 40% if you turned it in late. So be aware of that. Do your work on time and don't fall behind. Online classes can be challenging. It's very easy to forget or put things off. You really need to stay on top of it. To that end, let me look at the calendar for our course. Let me go forward to September. And you can see that it has the same format. Every week on Friday, the assignments for a particular chapter are due. So you can see all the Chapter 1 assignments are due at the same time. The quiz is due by that point. Everything for Chapter 1 will be due on that Friday. The next Friday may be Chapter 2. The next Friday will be Chapter 3. The next one will be Chapter 4, etc. So every week we're completing one chapter of the textbook with a few exceptions. The week of the midterm, there's no new material, so we'll finish off Chapter 5, and then you have that entire week to prepare or work ahead if you so desire. And towards the end of the semester in November, we'll finish Chapter 9, and then the following 4 weeks are going to be working directly on your capstone activity as a group. So that'll be the format. Once the Zoom calls, let me say that again. The Zoom calls, the weekly ones for Wednesday, I have already scheduled those. You can see them in here when you log into the course. But the university still needs to make a change to allow these to show up on your calendar. So you can access them. The links are there. Everything is working. Just the university needs to enable another feature in order for these Zoom sessions to also show on your calendar. That should be resolved well in advance of the class beginning, as I'm recording this video several months early. So I think that's pretty much everything I wanted to review in this video. Not too much. If you have questions after having watched this, or if something is unclear, of course, reach out to me. I look forward to working with you, and have a great day. Aloha.